Thank God it's Friday. Welcome back to Ghost to Life News, Friday edition of all that's happening in the world of music and Afrobeat, especially. My name is Daki, spelled Darki. And then you know it's double E. Come on Friday, dress casually, and that's why you're seeing me on my armless shirt. Straight up, let's see what we have for you guys on the news. By the way, welcome again to Ghost to Life News. We begin today's news with no other person than Burna Boy. So Burna Boy City Boys made an amazing debut on Bermuda iTunes Top Song, and that is the third number one on iTunes for the song. An amazing one for Burna Boy for the song City Boys. At the same time, we saw City Boys. Did I just say City Boys? But then Sitting on Top of the World featuring 21 Savage peaked at number one on Panama iTunes Top Song, and that's the second number one on iTunes for the song Sitting on Top of the World featuring 21 Savage in Panama. Burna Boy City Boys have just surpassed 15 million streams on Spotify in just 3 weeks. At the same time, we saw at the point it was announced that on P. Diddy's album, Burna Boy has a part to play on the project. His name was there. And today, the album Interlude is out. And we saw Burna Boy intro. It made an amazing sense. Now, for Burna Boy, he came on with the whole African vibe and gave the album a different feel. Now, he made the album appealing to a lot of audience, African audience, Nigerian audience, just basically audience, black audience, like people want to relate more with the song because Burna Boy was there and it gave them the same vibe they would want to feel on any other project. And moving on, we saw Burna Boy on the low video just surpassed 350 million views on YouTube, and that's a plus 350 million plus views, 350 million plus views on YouTube, and it's an amazing one. This Burna Boy have had so many songs cross this mark, and this one just shows that this guy is actually the biggest thing Africa ever produced in the music space. Moving on, we saw J Us Masculine with Burna Boy just surpassed 10 million streams on Spotify. Another amazing one for Burna Boy. At the same time, we saw Burna Boy Balloon Dior with Wizkid also just surpassed 45 million streams on Spotify. There's a twist to this because about for like 2-3 weeks ago, Burna Boy City Boys has been on number one for the Nigeria Spotify Daily Top Song chart. But as at today, the table is turned, and then we have Burna Boy City Boys as number three. We have Mobad topping that one with number one. So for Burna Boy, we have City Boys number three Nigeria, 14 Netherlands, 30 Luxembourg, 34 Switzerland, 40 UK, 47 Sweden, 76 Belgium, 85 in France, 74 in Denmark as a new peak. 118 in South Africa, 125 UAE, 156 Norway, and 192 in Germany. Moving on, we have Davido as the next guy on the news. Earlier out of the day, we saw yesterday, towards today, we saw a back and forth, a lovely back and forth, regardless, between Peruzzi and Davido on Twitter. So it's more like it began when Peruzzi came out to say, in the end, it would all make sense. The game is the game. Sad truism. At this point, people reflected this to the Mobad situation, and then the game remains the game. There was a tweet from Chris Daniel way back where he made a tweet after he left his initial record where he said, Afrobeat, I mean, the game is about cabal. If you are not in a cabal, you probably will not make it. And then he said the game will always remain the game. Peruzzi went back to make tweet reference to that when he said the game is the game, and in the end, it will all make sense. And then we saw one of the fans came out to say, only God know waiting when you can come out from Davido label. Peruzzi, speak up now before it is too late. Then Peruzzi said, if you want to know, I'll tell you the truth. OBO always, according to him, he said, OBO, they always thief my original charger. So you could just tell that I was a cruise at the time, but then an amazing one. People just went back and forth. And then we saw Davido coming forth to say, and also Crusher, not just charger, I also steal your Crusher. And Peruzzi said, I even forgot that one. All right, guys, drag Davido. He went further saying, someone asked him on the project, he said, I don't finish album and make I not even lie. I don't miss you now. We saw the back and forth continue, and Davido said, Peru, bedtime, please, with the crying emoji. And Peru said, bedtime care. Me just buy new charger. He get plans. So obviously, he came ready for the back and forth. And then we saw where he came out to say, if I tell you, say I the best for my guy, and you insult him when I know you insult him, I go change him for you. So basically, that is what bromance really is all about. Moving on, we have Rema as the next guy on the news. We saw Rema and Gomez calm down, spent 54 consecutive week at the Billboard US Afrobeat Song Chart. The song also just surpassed 1 billion stream on Spotify. At the same time, we saw Rema and Selena Gomez Calm Down spent 27 week on the at number one at the Billboard World Digital Song Sales Chart. Moving on, we saw Calm Down spending 72 weeks, surpassing Love Quantity with 63 weeks to become the longest charting African song on Indian singles chart for the IMI category. Calm Down now holds records for the longest charting and the highest charting African song in India. Moving on, we saw Calm Down is currently charting in 32 countries in Spotify charts, which includes a re-entry in 5 countries. We have UAE number one, two in Canada, three in South Africa, four Australia, five New Zealand, six Luxembourg, seven UK, eight Ireland, nine Singapore, 10 Portugal, Pakistan, Norway, Switzerland, USA, Belgium, Netherlands, Saudi Arabia, Slovakia, Estonia, Denmark, Lithuania, Iceland as a re-entry, Poland, Malaysia, Latvia, Australia, Bulgaria re-entry, Germany, Sweden as a re-entry, India, Hong Kong as a re-entry, and Morocco also as a re-entry. Moving on, we have Mobad as the next guy on the news. We saw Mobad at the time. So the police force talking about the PRO, Benjamin Udein came out to reveal that looking at all that's happened in recent time, the police will be forced to exhume the corpse of Mobad to make sure investigation are properly done and obviously to make sure they observe an autopsy to reveal the cause of death. And for some Nigerians, this is way, way a good news for them because this now will now know really what happened to Mobad regarding the cause of his death. Moving on, we saw Mobad Peace is now number one song on Apple Music. Yesterday was number two, but now destroying City Boys as number one. Moving on, we saw Business Mogul talking about Albi came out to give Mobad wife the sum of 2 million naira and also gave his 5-month-old son a scholarship to university level. Yesterday we saw Naira Marley coming out like nothing ever happened, came out to post on his Snapchat, and at that point people felt like that was insensitive of him because amidst all that is happening, you could come out to post on your Snapchat. Really, is that the next thing to do? But for Naira Marley, he did that, and people have come really for him at the time. Moving on to the last guy, we have Benson as the last guy on the news. We saw Benson speaking with Money Talk Show, where he came out to say the issue within him and Ruga at the time that got escalated and make the whole country start talking. He said, according to him, he really cannot even remember what really happened. It was just in the moment, and he's past all of that. He doesn't even have a memory of how it began and what he said at the time. According to Benson, said they are all adults now, and he really doesn't have an issue with him. He said he goes to the club and listen to Ashiwaju just to know that I don't have a beef with Ruga anymore. Is it safe to say they've settled? Maybe or maybe not. But then let's what the coming days hold for these guys. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you guys on the very next one. Stay safe, guys, and be careful.